afternoon, you damn dirty apes. Today I just want to do a comparison between the different sorts of stoves I use when I'm out and about, wild camping or doing the bushcrafty type thing. This is more geared towards the people just setting off, just to give you an idea what's out there and what sort of price you're looking at. So we'll be starting off looking in depth at them one by one. A load of meths burners, DIY or as close to free as you can get. Wood stoves, be it folding wood stove or some wood gas stoves, once again DIY in there, or gas, which obviously does the job, it's just dull and noisy. Also, I've brought along with me today a couple of cooks kits which once again are all on a budget. I'll bring you in closer, let you have a look at them and we'll go from there. So we'll start off with the meths burners. This one is a DIY knockoff basically of a white box stove. Simply an aluminium bottle with the top shoved into the bottom and then a series of holes punctured around the outside. You put the meths in the middle, light it, wait for it to boil, the vapour will escape from here and ignite. Really lightweight, it's bomb proof and yeah, it's quite a fierce flame actually, great for a brew. Next we have the Fancy Feast stove. Now this stove has fast become my go-to stove. Once again, weighs absolutely nothing, simply two tins inside each other with a bit of insulation around the outside. Yeah, fill it up with meths, set it alight, you can use it instantly. Now with these two, you don't need a pot stand. Once that one blooms in about a minute, I'll show you this in a moment, you can put your pot straight on top and almost instantly with the Fancy Feast. Next we have a penny stove. Basically the bottom of two cans with some holes punctured in it and a bit of cotton wool on the inside. You fill it up full of meths, put a penny over this to seal it up, spill some meths over the outside, light it. Once again, it comes out of these holes much like a gas hob. Exactly the same principle. When they get hot enough inside, it turns the meths into vapour, the vapour then lights, self-warming. You do need a pot stand. And then we got this thing, which is basically a little miniature tin with a bit of fireproof material on the inside, a bit of gauze, fill it up with meths, light it, pot stand over the top, there's your cuppa. Now with all of these meths stoves, you're going to get 15-20 minute burn time, which is more than enough to make a brew, and probably a fry up. I often make fry ups on them, sometimes I need to top it up halfway through, but that's because I've made my brew beforehand. I live by them, great backup bit of kit when you're in your hammock, you want to hang out the side, make yourself a brew a la Shug. Spot on. I'm going to set these up now, set them alight, you can see how long they take to fire up, how long they take to bloom, and then I'll show you the flame pattern because I am that dull. Right, so I'm just going to put a little bit of meths in all of these. Basically with the white box stove, I won't put a lot in. You fill it and as long as you're below those lines it will work perfectly. Fancy Feast, put as much or as little in as you like. You fill this one from the top, let that go down, I'll just put a bit in there as well. Now with the penny stove, what you have to do after you've got enough in there, you spill a little bit around the outside, that will prime the stove, that will get it hot enough that the vapour will start escaping and then you can light. A couple of these stoves, they're used pretty much all of the time on my videos, so I'll put some links up in the top corner if I can figure out how to do it because I'm a bit of a biff. And yeah, you can see them in action. The Fancy Feast, this one here, as I say, is my go-to stove. The other one also I use all of the time. These are a 5-minute build that I make with my children all the time. Yeah, winner. So I'll just light them up now. Is that a light? Yes. That's a light. Right, they're all alight apart from that one, and that is purely because it is hard to light with a ferro rod. So I'll just get some of that, put that on there. Now that is a light. As you can see with the Fancy Feast, you are able to use that immediately if need be, as with the little one at the back. That's all that little one at the back does. You raise your cup up, boom, you're boiling away in no time. I'll quickly just show you the flame pattern on the Fancy Feast while the others are taking. No pot stand needed. As you can see, it gives you a very even flame. Cracking stove. Now, if we look over at the penny stove, it's just starting to come out of the holes. Now, if that is full, that will burn for about 25 minutes like that with your cup on top. Obviously, they can be a bit susceptible to the wind. As you can see, the silver windshield behind, you can use it if need be. Each of these stoves, 30mm will make you a cup of tea of meths, 50mm will do you a fry up. I'd say about 15 to 25 minutes depending on how many you put in. In a moment you will see that little pink stove kick into life, and that is a quality stove. So once again, the most I've ever spent on any of these stoves was that little one that is in the tin itself, and that was £3 odd. The rest were all recycled, made by me and the kids, and as many people on YouTube can vouch, lots of them have got them. While we're waiting for these, I'm just going to run through some cook's kits. Here we have the Swedish Army cook's kit. Now normally with this, the windshield's at home. This will come with a burner, Trangia burner, which is a meth stove, with the sleeve that sits in as a windshield, and then you have a cup and a bowl for boiling. The whole kit would normally cost you about £10. Quality, you know, really serves you well. It's not titanium or anything like that, it's normally aluminium or steel. But for £10, you're away. Free. As you can see now, this has started to light. And if I show you the flame pattern on that, you can see how well that works. Absolute quality. This is the Yugoslavian mess kit. It comes with a 750ml water bottle, a bowl, and another little cup it's meant to be, but to be honest with you, it's not used for anything. So, but once again, that was about £10. And what you can see here that they're sitting on are the billy tins, a nesting billy tins. About 15 quid, they come in a set of 3, you get lids for each, they all sit inside each other. You're golden, really. You can see all these Tokes kits and they're brilliant. They really are lightweight, they're bomb-proof again, but they come at a cost. Myself, I can't warrant spending 30, 40, 50 quid on a pot when you can get 3 for 15 quid, and they do the same job. I bake bannock bread in these, dolma meals in them, really. Either that or my Yugoslavia mess tin, which goes straight on the open fire. Anyway, this must be boring. I'll move on to the next. So, next up we have some twig stoves or wood stoves. At each end you have wood gas stoves. Now the process of burning these, it's got an internal jacket which allows air to be injected up the side of the fire and then back into the fire, which then burns all of the smoke. Once again, this thing cost me about a tenner. Fits together nice and easily. There's loads on YouTube. If you want to see me putting together, I can. Not right at this moment. The folding firebox, even though it's not the brand firebox, was about £6, I believe. Brilliant if you are in a position where you can't actually have a fire, yet you want something contained to cook on, etc, etc. This is the medium size. They come in small and large. And over there is my DIY version of a wood gas stove. Once again, it does exactly what that one does, but it was free. I'm going to fire these up. Normally I put a bit of birch bark in there, a bit of fat wood, get them going. I'm going to cheat today just to get them going and bring you back when they're alight. And then hopefully you'll be able to see them gasify and burn proper. And yeah, nice, cheap, light with cat litter. If you fill this up with the wooden cat pellets, they get about 45 minutes burn out of both of those. So if you was making bannock, for example, you don't need to keep running back and tending to your fire. Otherwise, you can just feed them through the feed ports, as you can see, pretty much all day long. Same with that. These are all on my videos. I've got an instructional video on how to make one of those, as well as a penny stove. I've got an instructional video how to make it. If any of you are interested, I'll happily do some more tutorials on how to make these things. Very, very, very simple. Great fun with the kids. Great fun to make with the kids. Great to use when you're out and about. I'll fire them up now just to see what they look like. So a few things to notice at the moment. As you can see, I cleared the ground a bit because they do drop underneath all the hot embers and stuff. You obviously don't want to scorch your environment. The one on the right, the purchased one, has just started to gasify, so I'll take you over to see that in a moment. And as you can see, the homemade one is getting less and less smoky as we go. The one in the middle you just keep feeding. It's just a fire in a box, exactly what it says on the tin. Now I'll take you over a bit closer and hopefully you'll be able to see the fire ports working. Right. Not sure if you can see the holes on the inside. What happens is, not so much that side because I've not stacked it. What happens is the air gets heated up, injected back through those holes at the back, and then reignites the smoke. Again, the DIY version, you can actually see it better if I wasn't burning the bugger out my hand. Yeah, really, really, really good and economical stoves. And you can just keep feeding them all day. So you can either go in from there, in through the top, however you like. And the good thing is, you will see with that one that was dying, it takes no time for them to reignite. It's going to make me out to be a liar now. A few in there. Hopefully there, I'm not sure if you picked it up, but you'll see in a moment, just through here, those ports will start to work. The smoke will go. Yeah, wicked. But as you can see, I've got two purchased ones, and apart from me opening my mouth and making myself a liar, the homemade one absolutely matches it. That will take now, I'll just show you. Pot on top, you're golden. Pot on top, you're golden. I'll just allow that one to catch again. If you look at the one on the right, you can see all of those ports working brilliantly now. And the homemade one's just starting to catch. That's the trouble, you see. If you do leave them unattended, unless you're burning cat litter, you do constantly need feeding. But any second, that is going to catch light and get rid of all of that smoke. Doesn't help that I keep feeding it wood. As you can see now that it has caught the DIY one, the smoke has stopped. And it's just about to go out again, making me a liar yet again. Right, I'll leave that there and I'll move on to the gas stove. Boo! Right then, finally, we have the gas stove. This is basically a rip-off of the MSR Pocket Rocket. Cost me £4.50 from Amazon. I can put a link in the description. I've used it several times now. It works a treat. Obviously not as good as a Pocket Rocket. It's a little bit more flimsy, but it does the job. Uses a gas canister that you just screw on. This one comes with a piezo igniter, and it is literally as easy as turning the gas on, pushing the button, and you're away. As you can hear, it is as noisy as my mother-in-law, but it does the job. A 300 can will last you 3 or 4 trips. Make your brew, cook your food, but that's all it is. It's soulless. It's a gas stove, a noisy bleeding gas stove. Now, I'm just about to cook up some bacon sandwiches for my kids. You're not. You can speak if you like, boys.
Bacon. Sir.
Bacon?
Bacon. Bacon.
Yeah.
Bacon.
I'll cook up some bacon sandwiches for my kids.
Bacon sandwich.
Might even whack a bit of black pudding in there and all. Probably, what stove should we use, boys?
Dad.
Yes?
Look under there.
That's why I've cleared it, son.
Oh.
What stove would you like me to use? Oh, the firebox, because it keeps going. I'll tell you what, then you put some more wood on there, boys. Watch your fingers, and then I'll get some food on the go.
Yeah, boy.
Are you stoking that fire up for me, kids?
Yeah. Yep.
Right, should we get the black pudding on first?
Black pudding.
Oh. So we're going to have some black pudding and some bacon sandwiches.
Bacon.
In fact, I'll whack some bacon in with that black pudding, I think.
Oh, you.
That'll all start sizzling. Get some more out ready.
I love it when it sizzles.
Right, you're in charge of cooking.
Yay! Yay! I get a cute bacon.
Right, can you start speaking normally, please?
Okay, bacon.
You think it's cute?
Yeah, I do. But the others found it.
Not moss, Harry. I'd like some sticks in there, please.
Oh, sticks. Well, that's the noise of the bacon.
I'm an idiot.
Should have brought a fork then, shouldn't you?
I have.
Can I use it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So just to prove that they're very easy to use, even an idiot can cook, Harry is now cooking us some black pudding and some bacon for rolls. How's it going, Hal?
Good.
Right, pull it back a little bit, mate. You're melting the handle. There we go. As you can see, you can feed from the front. Ethan, you're in charge. If you need any more fire, you're okay at the moment.
Okay.
Feed it in through the front.
Oh.
Well, let go of the handle and sit back. Relax. Chill, baby, chill. And there's my bleeding animal. One of them.
I'm going to see if I can get...
Are you alright over there, sheepbed?
What, the other animals over there?
Oh, it smells delicious, boys, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. It smells smoky.
Smoky bacon.
Yeah. Oh,
So once again, look, kids away from the screens, doing what they're good to do. Tired dogs, happy dad, just testing out my new DD tarp for my coast to coast, hopefully, and drying out my Hennessy. I'm not laying in the Hennessy, just drying it out. Yeah, I'm going to steer away from tents. First DD hammock, I would have gone 10th wonder, but you ain't got no kit. Sort yourself out, mate. I keep wanting to buy stuff off you, you ain't there. Anyway, are you happy, boys?
yeah.
Yeah?
No, how this turned out.
Right, you need to get some really thin sticks in there and give it a blow.
Are you not happy how it turned out?
Having a nice relaxing fry up. And Horsey Ray just come along.
Ha ha!
Sheephead. So, there's a little introduction to the different sorts of stoves you can get. There are other sorts as well. You get solid fuel, hexy, The reason I didn't show that is I hate the stuff. It stinks all the time in the army and cadets. Rats, absolute rats. You do get multi-fuels, Coleman's, petrol stove, stuff like that. I've got one, was going to bring it, but it blew up on me last time I used it. Yeah, list is endless. You can go down the road and buy yourself a firebox or a bush box. Spend your 50 quid. They're brilliant bits of kit, don't get me wrong. Or you could go buy a cheap one for a fiver, see if you like it, get to use it. You will have plenty of use out of it before it dies. If you use it 3 times, you've got your money's worth. If you found it useful, informative, amusing with that mungo behind me, don't forget to like, subscribe and all that shite, do what you like. I don't really care. Isn't that right, boy?
Yep.
Anyway, until next time, ta-ra!